Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring at this time, please welcome superstar grime recording artist Stormzy as he brings to the ring
from home from him, and he looked very relaxed. Yes, he's walked this way before a few times, Fletch.
London, are you ready for me? Olympic gold. 13 wins. 13 devastating knockouts.
From Watford, England, the undefeated AJ Anthony Joshua!
On Netflix, to those of you joining us right here in Texas. Are you ready to make history? Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, silver and chrome trunks. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 227.2 pounds. He holds a near perfect professional record of 10 victories, 1 defeat, with 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Dorado, Puerto Rico, by way of Cleveland, Ohio, USA. He is the multi-talented superstar who bridged the gap between social media and professional boxing. Boxer, a content creator, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and a promoter, and the self-proclaimed of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the problem child, Jake El Gallo Paul!
Joshua is hurt, and now he's down again. Sticks his tongue out at right. Looking down. Oh!
The world stops when power meets hype. Anthony Joshua, the two-time heavyweight champion, is ready to silence the internet's loudest voice. Jake Paul. Fans are calling it the biggest crossover in boxing history. Joshua's thunderous punches versus Jake's fearless attitude. Who really dominates the ring? This fight isn't just about fame. It's about legacy, pride, and pure destruction. Stay tuned as we dive into the shocking build-up, unseen training secrets, and explosive reactions that made this fight the most talked-about event of 2025. Welcome back to Boxing Edge, your home for knockout stories and intense fight analysis. Today, we're breaking down the wild journey of Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul 2025, a fight that's shaken the entire boxing world. From heated press conferences to jaw-dropping training footage, both fighters are coming with something to prove. Joshua wants redemption and dominance, while Jake is hunting for the biggest win of his career. Buckle up as we unfold the behind-the-scenes drama, shocking predictions, and expert breakdowns leading to fight night.
I know my boundaries. And that's the thing.
This is the first time. Oh, hold on. This is the first time I ever heard you say any of this shit.
No, I know.
You're gonna take this out of the episode once you hear it.
No, he's not.
You say you're gonna be the best in the world, and you're just right now.
But here's the thing. I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusive because I know that I will fucking beat Anthony Joshua's ass. I know
he just got knocked out, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have a chin and he has no skill and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends, all this shit. But I want to fight you.
Look into the camera and say it directly because it just has to be said. Jake Paul, sir, you are absolutely delusional. And
Jake Paul keeps calling out top boxers, and now Anthony Joshua has answered. Speaking to Eddie Hearn, AJ simply said, "I'd fight him." Hearn revealed this. proving Joshua never backs down. While a fight seems unlikely due to experience levels, AJ's response has fans buzzing. Is Paul serious or just building hype? One thing's clear, Joshua is always ready.
We're here. I want to ask you a question because the world of media went mental this morning. Anthony Joshua against Jake Paul. Please put this to bed or light the fire. What's going on?
I mean, sorry. This is the first time I've spoken about the fight. To be honest, like, I look at it and I think Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua. I mean, look, for me, we'd do it for the banter. Do you know what I mean? Like, AJ would fight Jake Paul. He'd fight anyone, to be honest with you. And if Jake Paul wants to step up and fight Anthony Joshua, he'll need the relevant insurance. But, you know, the only thing that was disappointing was he says 2026. I mean, that's like calling someone out. That's like me saying, you know, LA Olympics for the surfing, 2028, I'll be there. Do you know what I mean? Do it in 2025 if you really want to do it. You're not going to get really much better at this stage. But I don't know, those two have spoken. I spoke to AJ this morning. He went, listen, of course, I'd fight. I mean, you know, if the question was asked to Jai, would you fight Jake Paul? And there was...
I wouldn't fight him, I'd bash him.
Yeah. But he might do it. He might just do it for, you know, just for doing it, for the sake of it. But obviously we know. Listen, Jake creates massive events, right? You know that's going to create, like, unbelievable viewership. And, no disrespect to Jake Paul, it's a straightforward night's work. But, you know, I like this calling out of Canelo and all this. AJ it's another challenge up there. But, you know, if they're game, why not?
What did he say, AJ, to you about it?
He said, why not? I said, what do you want me to say when I'm asked about it? And he said, tell everyone I'll fight anyone, anytime. It's not a problem for me.
Jake Paul calls out Anthony Joshua for 2026 fight. Is it real or just hype? Jake Paul is taking shots at Anthony Joshua, claiming the former heavyweight champ has no chin, no skills, and is too stiff. The YouTuber turned boxer even posted a photo of AJ on the phone, joking, "Look who called, 2026 Anthony Joshua." Joshua quickly fired back, sharing a screenshot of his call with Jake, adding fuel to the speculation. Fans are buzzing. Could this be a real fight or just social media hype? Meanwhile, BVF Sports revealed that Paul listed Joshua as one of 6 potential opponents for 2025 to 2026, just days after his Canelo fight talks collapsed. Paul confirmed he's dead serious about fighting AJ, despite many in the boxing world calling the idea ridiculous. Is this just another publicity stunt, or could Jake Paul step into the ring with a former heavyweight champion? Would you watch this fight? Let us know in the comments.
The real deal respond to me as I tweeted my thoughts about delusion, which again, I think is more about what Jake said about Anthony Joshua and what he'll do to him. That was the more delusional aspect of this. Amanda Serrano said, at Jake Paul is the truth. Funny, they say he's a fraud for wanting easy fights. Then he asked for the toughest fights ever, and they say he's nuts. Listen, he was scheduled to fight Canelo, Gervonta, and now he's calling out Joshua. Come on, who else is doing this? Oh, crap, on second thought, he is out of his freaking mind. You're right. That was more of just Amanda backing her guy, you know what I'm saying, the co-founder of MVP and someone that she really respects. And
Jake Paul's boxing career is getting even more intense, as reports claim he's set to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. This news comes after Davis's controversial showdown with Lamont Roach. Despite this matchup, Paul remains vocal about his dream fight with Anthony Joshua, proving his ambition to challenge elite names across multiple weight divisions.
Gervonta Davis, and she's not the only one saying that. Dan Raphael said the same thing earlier that day or maybe yesterday. I can't believe that that's true or if that was really going to happen. Essentially, the idea being, had Gervonta Davis beat Lamont Roach, he was going to fight Jake Paul next. And this is why I say, like, it's delusional, but it's possible. Like, he almost had the Canelo fight, and think what you will about how that went down and how realistic that was going to be. I legit think it was probably close to happening. Now you're telling me there were discussions and potentially, you know, signed to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. And again, I do believe the reason for that is Jake's massive size advantage. Again, that's like a 100-pound weight advantage. How would that even work?
In the aftermath of his bout with Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis took the opportunity to call out Jake Paul during the post-fight conference. This unexpected challenge adds another layer to the evolving narrative surrounding Jake Paul's boxing career.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
God damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
Jake Paul's bold challenge to Anthony Joshua, a two-time unified heavyweight champion, has shocked the boxing world. Many are stunned that Paul, with minimal boxing experience, would dare to call out a powerhouse like Joshua, sparking intense debates and massive media buzz.
Jake Paul has just called Anthony Joshua out. Yes, Anthony Joshua, AJ, the two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. This brother called this man out. Oh my God. Now, in a recent clip on Jake Paul's podcast, I think, he basically said that he will beat Anthony Joshua's ass and he has no skill, no chin, and he's too stiff for him. He also apologized to Anthony saying, Anthony, I'm sorry, we're friends, but I know I can beat your ass. This guy is tapped in the head. Then again, he almost got a fight with Tank. If Tank beat Lamont Roach when they drew, he would have fought Jake Paul. It was lined up, basically. A lot of people get mad when people say he's the face of boxing. These highly rated boxers want to fight Jake Paul. So, I don't know what to say, honestly. But one thing for sure, AJ will never fight. AJ's too classy for that. Way too classy. He respects the sport of boxing too much to fight this guy. Absolute plonker. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments and make sure you follow for the most up-to-date and sharpest boxing news and content on TikTok.
Jake Paul's take on Anthony Joshua has stirred the boxing world. Critics quickly pointed out Paul's loss to Tommy Fury, questioning his credibility. A viral tweet mocked Paul, saying, "A YouTuber who lost to Tommy Fury thinks he can beat AJ? Ridiculous." Surprisingly, Joshua didn't dismiss the challenge. He reportedly told Eddie Hearn, "I'd fight him." However, many in the boxing community see this as pure hype. Experts call the matchup unrealistic, citing the massive skill gap. Some even label it delusional. While Paul thrives on controversy, fans debate if this is just another PR stunt or a real fight in the making. One thing is certain, boxing fans are hooked on the drama.
Well then, it looks like Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul might be in discussions to fight. They were both on a call to each other earlier, and the viral video went round of Jake Paul saying he would knock out Anthony Joshua. If I'm being completely honest, I think Jake Paul would actually be lucky to make it out alive, and I'm actually being dead serious. I think Jake Paul would be lucky to make it out of the ring with Anthony Joshua alive. Tyron Woodley literally had Jake Paul on skates and had Jake Paul panicking for his life. Imagine what Anthony Joshua would do. Look at what Joshua did to the last non-boxer he fought in France in Ngannou. That is not going to end well for Jake Paul. But look, let's be real here. This fight should never happen. It's an absolute disgrace to the sport if it does. And yeah, there's got to be a lot of backlash if this actually happens, because it's actually probably worse to the sport of boxing than what Fury in Ngannou was when it came around, or, or Mayweather McGregor. It can't happen.
MMA star Anthony Smith weighed in on Jake Paul's boxing strategy, claiming Paul cherry-picks legendary fighters to maximize massive pay-per-view earnings. Smith suggests Paul's formula revolves around stirring controversy with bold trash talk, baiting iconic names into headline-grabbing matchups. This calculated approach drives viral engagement, skyrocketing sponsorships, and premium fight purses. Critics argue Paul's selective matchmaking, often targeting aging or inactive legends, exploits nostalgia, fueling heated debates among hardcore boxing fans.
If Jake Paul beats Anderson Silva, we should all fucking boycott the rest of his fights until he fucking fights someone that's on his level, or whatever level we deem him to be on. You talk all this shit about MMA fighters, you talk shit about the UFC, then you pretend that you want to bring fighters up and you want everyone to get paid better, but then you trash everyone every time they fight. Now we're putting food on your fucking table for you to drag our legends, older, shorter, smaller, past their prime legends that have spent their entire careers running their bodies into fucking car accidents, and then we hold these guys near and dear to our heart. and then this fuckhead just pulls him out of fucking semi-retirement, and then just knocks him out in fucking pay-per-view, and then she'll shits on all of us. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, why are we still fucking pandering to this piece of shit?
Jake Paul isn't just chasing boxing glory, he's eyeing a blockbuster MMA showdown with Conor McGregor. Paul boldly claims his boxing prowess is surging, while McGregor's skills are fading with age. His provocative take fuels debate, given McGregor's legendary combat sports resume, yet Paul's strategy is clear: calling out icons generates massive buzz, skyrocketing his brand, engagement, and earnings in the lucrative world of pay-per-view combat sports.
You think McGregor's done?
I think he has to come back and fight, but he needs to win.
Will he fight you?
I don't think he will. I think my skill level is outgrowing his in boxing, and I have the height advantage. He can't beat me, and I think he probably knows that. And time, he's only getting older, and I'm only getting better.
Boxing fans worldwide are buzzing about a potential showdown between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, a fight that could shatter records in views and revenue. Many believe Joshua would dismantle Paul with sheer power, exposing the influencer-turned-boxer's bold claims. Jake Paul's history of calling out elite fighters has made him a viral sensation, but critics argue his confidence is misplaced, given the massive disparity in skill, weight class, and experience. Despite this, the hype surrounding this potential bout is undeniable, with millions eager to see if Joshua will finally silence Paul's audacious proclamations under the bright lights of the ring.
You have got to be taking the mick. Jake Paul has called out Anthony Joshua and claims, "I will fucking beat Anthony Joshua's ass." You know what? I want this to happen just so Anthony Joshua could just absolutely decimate this man right here. So first he fights Tommy Fury, a legitimate professional boxer, and he loses. Then he fights an OAP and Mike Tyson and beats him. Obviously, he's nearly 60 years old. Then he goes to try and fight Canelo, which fell through, thankfully. Then he tried to fight Tank Davis, which again fell through. And now he wants to fight Anthony Joshua, a legit world-level heavyweight boxer. Anthony Joshua is someone that I've always looked up to and probably one of my favourite boxers to this day and age. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind Jake Paul here and there, but there's just things he does in the sport that I don't agree with at all. And fighting Anthony Joshua, listen, I'm all here for it, just to see him get knocked clean out. The fact that he thinks he can compete with these high-level boxers, even though he lost to Tommy Fury, is just laughable. But how long does it take for Anthony Joshua to knock Jake Paul out? I'm saying 5 seconds.
That wraps up today's content. I genuinely appreciate your time and support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more valuable insights. Stay tuned for the next exciting update. What a showdown this could be. Joshua's devastating power against Jake Paul's relentless hunger to prove he belongs with boxing's elite. The tension is real, and every punch will tell a story. Who will walk out as the face of 2025 boxing? The global champion or the YouTube disruptor? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because Boxing Edge brings you the most powerful fight stories every week.